Africa dies. That's going to be my new status tomorrow. Every time we argue, another Schwarzer in Africa takes a spear in the nose. What is Blev the Champ? A header is an exemption. You get yourself an exemption. You have like a special status. It's like carrying a get out of jail free badge. You know, it's like a card. Okay, take it away.
Have you found that Facebook has led you into sexual immorality? Because a lot of people say that, you know, using Facebook makes it easy to get laid, and I hear about people getting laid all the time and having adulterous affairs because they like reconnect on Facebook with, you know, old flames or people they went to school with.
Those are people who are using their tool improperly.
I have never had sex because of facilitated by Facebook or MySpace. So I'm wondering, am I a loser? Or, I mean, I haven't even had the opportunity of sex because of Facebook or MySpace. It's not like I'm a big sadic, like these women are throwing themselves at me on Facebook like, fuck me, Levy. I never use the F word. It's being around you has morally desensitized me because I never use the F word. So
I did something good.
So
I'm shaking you out of your Seventh-day Adventist origins.
So have you?
I'm going to warm up a steak for you, Levy.
Have you been led into sexual immorality because of your Facebook or MySpace presence?
Oh, MySpace is something. Facebook, no. No, actually, it's for the holiness. I'll tell you like this. I met my
Fiance.
My ex-fiance through MySpace.
Did you have sex with her?
No. I met the woman I'm involved with now through Facebook, right? I think if they're used properly, they can be a very kosher, very holy thing. It depends what you do with your time and your purpose on Facebook. What's your motivation? If you're going there and you're a married guy and you're just looking to find a woman you can webcam with and whip out your tool, right? Or if you're like a single guy and you're just looking for someone to poke, right? Then I would say you're not using Facebook, for a Torah purpose. Torah purpose doesn't involve those things. You understand? You understand? That's when you've left.
Like if a woman just smiled at me, she could have me right now. I think God has made me sexually unattractive to women because He knows that I cannot say no in that department. And so I have not had any women try to sleep with me in the longest time. And so I mean, not in Facebook, not in real life, not in yoga, nowhere. So like Hashem is protecting me from sexual immorality. Thank you, Hashem.
I think it's that beard is protecting you.
Maybe it's the beard.
I just want to say one other thing on that.
Mm-hmm.
Garden Fund has entered.
Oh, Garden Fund.
Garden Fund has entered the chat room.
How much is a header? I'll give you one for just
$25.
Just a smile and a song.
I wanted to say that's Ellen, right?
Yeah. Thank you for the idols you sent us.
Thank you.
We're worshiping them every day.
You need to, Ellen. You need to backtrack. Find the show that was immediately after you sent us the gifts. Find that date, find the archives. We begin that show by opening up your gifts. So you got to see that. Okay, next.
It reminds me of some women I dated. Like I took them home and they had a gift, and I opened up the gift. It's like, oh,
it was a brand new tool.
Oh, what a gift! I mean, the greatest gift of all.
You actually got to be with some of the porn stars.
Yeah.
But you weren't like in...
And they were skilled. I mean, they were good. They could like suck a golf ball through a hose.
Okay,
hose.
I got two questions on that.
Unbelievable. The suction that they could apply.
Thank you for bringing us there.
Yes. Oh, man, I just felt so happy.
Okay.
I just felt so happy.
You interrupted me. You interrupted me.
Yeah.
I got two questions
that
I don't understand. Maybe you can elaborate.
Yeah.
Fill me in.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you went there on the pretense to be the moral leader above all of that, with your yarmulke on and the whole geschäft, and then you allowed yourself to stoop to such depravity. How did you...
Well, I got sucked in. I got sucked in.
Were you actually going there to begin with because you were hoping to get laid? Is that what was really...
No, because I didn't get laid that often. Like, I was in and around the industry for like 12 or 13 years, and I only hooked up with like 5 or 6 porn girls, so it was very rare. And I never hit on anyone. It's only you know, if they hit on me. But it did, being around the industry did mildly desensitize me. I remember I went skinny dipping with Kendra Jade and a friend Shelley, and like took pictures, like not of my private parts, but you know, I was just skinny dipping in the pool with these porn stars, and like thinking, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. You know, it was a sunny day in the valley.
The valley, of course.
You know, it was great, and they were just like really skilled, and they'd make the greatest sounds. Like normally, like women don't necessarily make any sound whatsoever. Like half the women that I've had sex with, you know, make no particular sound. But you just have to put it in a porn star, and suddenly it's like, oh yes, oh right, oh baby, yeah, oh I love your cock. You know, it's like, oh yes. Like they're so enthusiastic, they're so excited, they say all the right things. It just like drives me crazy. Like, but you get with a civilian girl, and it's like, yeah, like sometimes not even that. But like you get with a porn star, it's like, oh yes, yeah, oh baby, oh you're so big. You know, it's like you don't get that with the civilian girl. They just know what to say.
Do you ever think some of that's an act and it's not?
I don't care. It just made me.
You like actresses. You like an act. You want to pay for a show. You want a hooker is what you want. You want a professional sex professional.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Here's the other question.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they be interested in you? I mean, not to put you down, but
I had a very powerful role in the industry. I was writing a column.
So they did it because of your power and influence?
Yeah.
That just seems odd.
Well, they liked my body of work, and they wanted to share their body of work.
Like
with
you're
me.
like the schleppnik guy on at the edge of the set, you know.
Right.
And like they're gonna like waste their time with you. Why wouldn't they be with one of the producers or you know? I don't know. It just seems odd.
Well, very few of them offered. So like, you know, if I'd used, you know, better technique, probably more of them. And yeah, a lot of the producers and the directors and the powerful people in the industry got a lot more than I did. But luckily Garden Fun now has a new cell phone ring, so she thanks me for her cell phone ring. So hey, you're welcome. I live to help other people. So
let's go on with the Parashat.
The name of this week's Torah portion is Shofetim, which means judges. As a Torah Jew, you have to continually judge whether or not something is kosher or not kosher.
Bingo.
It's easier to live your life surrounded by observant Jews. When you venture outside of the Torah corral, life becomes much more challenging. You have to pay more attention. You just can't act instinctively. So the modern mood is that you should not judge. This makes sense in many instances. It's hard to judge somebody's totality, if in total they are good or bad. You can't know everything that is going on with somebody when they do something. Still, if you have values, you have to make distinctions and judgments. Instead of asking people not to judge you, stand on your own 2 feet, so that even if Rabbi Rabs declares you are a heretic, your sleep should not be troubled if you know that you're on the derech.
Okay, whoa, I gotta respond to that. If you're on the derech, Rabbi Rabs is not going to call you a heretic. Do you really think I just go ahead and call people who are on the derech, I call them a heretic? Do you really think that's the case?
Well, I think that you are much more. You have a lot of requirements to be on the derech, and the derech itself may not have as many requirements as you ascribe. Like you think that someone who believes in evolution is off the derech.
Absolutely.
Okay, and I don't believe that. You think that someone who thinks, like the sages in Europe who said you should stay in Europe and not move to the United States, that someone who said the sages were wrong in that instance, you think that person's off the derech.
Wait. Now you're talking about my family. Now you're talking about my family. You're talking about my family.
Okay.
I actually have a lot of guilt on that. Do you want to go into that? My great-grandfather.
Yeah. You told the story.
Okay, my great-grandfather. My great-great-grandfather. Let's start there. My great-great-grandfather was a great rabbi in Europe. Okay?
Much like his great-great-grandson in Los Angeles.
Yeah, but I'm going to say he was at a higher level.
Even higher than you? Is that possible? Is this the decline of the generations?
Absolutely.
Are we seeing that in front of us today?
He had Ruach HaKodesh. And during the 1800s, he foresaw that not just one, but 2 world wars were going to hit Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was like, oh my God. And he said there's going to be a lot of devastation. A lot of people are going to die. But we should stay in Europe because it's better to die here as Jews following Torah